Okay, so when you hear the word talent, what pops into your head? Probably a child prodigy, right? Like picture a 5-year-old Mozart playing the piano blindfolded, or that naturally gifted athlete who just effortlessly dominates the field. Honestly, it's a kind of intimidating myth. It makes the rest of us feel like, well, if we didn't show absolute genius by kindergarten, we just don't have it. But what if we've completely misunderstood what talent actually is? In this explainer, we're going to completely dismantle that myth. Today, we are exploring your hidden talents, that incredible untapped potential you possess right now, just waiting to be discovered. So, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with Section 1, rethinking what talent means. Then Section 2, spotting your hidden abilities. Section 3 is taking a talent inventory. Section 4 is the 30-day experiment. And finally, Section 5, turning potential into skill. Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, rethinking what talent means. We all carry around this deeply ingrained myth that says, if I were truly talented at this, it would be easy from day one. Let me tell you, that's completely false. Think about learning to ride a bike. Even total naturals fall off at first. The reality is that many of your greatest strengths will feel difficult, awkward, and totally clunky before they become familiar to you. Talent isn't the absence of struggle, it's the presence of curiosity and potential growth. We really have to stop measuring our day one efforts against someone else's decade of experience.
So, how do we actually define this? Well, a hidden talent is simply a capacity that hasn't yet received enough attention to become clearly visible. That's literally it. It's not magic. Human potential is often obscured just because we haven't given it focus, or maybe because we've never been in the right environment to use it. Like, you might have world-class pattern recognition, but if your daily routine never demands it, that talent just stays asleep. It's all about exploration, not labels. There's a great quote for this. Potential is a starting point, not a finished product. I really want you to hear that. You don't need to be secretly exceptional right out of the gate. You don't have to be perfect. If a hidden talent initially looks incredibly ordinary, that is perfectly fine because all skill requires training. You're at the starting line, and that is exactly where you are supposed to be. Moving right along to Section 2, spotting your hidden abilities. So there are 3 major clues to look for in your everyday, ungraded behaviors, things that point to where your talent is hiding right now. First up is ease. Do you find yourself understanding certain concepts faster than the people around you? Second is energy. What activities leave you feeling totally engaged and energized, even when they take a lot of effort? And third, transfer. This is when a skill learned in one area unexpectedly helps you out in another. For example, if you're great at arranging information, or say, planning a super complex family trip, that might actually reveal a much broader hidden strength in systems thinking. Now, this is absolutely crucial. You have to apply what we call the environment test. You see, a talent can look entirely invisible in one setting, but brilliantly obvious in another. If you absolutely dread public speaking, you aren't doomed to be a terrible communicator. You might just need a keyboard instead of a microphone, right? You might actually communicate brilliantly through writing or teaching a small group or even creating visual designs. If you hate rigid routines, your hidden strength might be adaptability in unpredictable crises. Sometimes the missing ingredient isn't talent at all. It simply fits. All right, Section 3, taking a talent inventory. Go ahead and grab a notebook because you're going to want to map out these 4 lists to form your own talent hypotheses. List 1, what things just feel natural and quick to understand. List 2, what do people constantly ask you to do or help them with? List 3, what completely absorbs you, making you literally lose track of time? And list 4, what do you instinctively try to improve, fix, or reorganize? By making these lists, you'll start to see recurring themes pop up. Like if explaining and helping people understand show up repeatedly, you might just have a hidden talent for teaching. And this brilliantly illustrates how to start your self-exploration. Use prompts like, something I learn quickly is, or people often ask me for help with. I highly, highly encourage you to physically write these down and fill in the blanks. Getting it out of your head and onto paper is crucial. And remember, you aren't looking for a final, definitive answer here. You're acting like a scientist creating a hypothesis that we're about to test. Which brings us to Section 4, the 30-day experiment. Listen, the absolute fastest way to explore your potential is through a small, simple 30-day project. Let's break it down week by week, and unlike a New Year's resolution, let's actually stick to this one. Week 1 is observe. Spend just 15 to 20 minutes a day practicing or studying the ability. Keep it accessible, even on your busy days. Week 2 is build. Produce something tangible but small, maybe a single article, a basic spreadsheet, or a short recording. Week 3 is get feedback. Show it to someone you trust and ask them what worked and what didn't. Finally, week 4 is stretch. Intentionally increase the difficulty and try to solve a harder problem. At the end of the 30 days, just rate your experience. Remember, you're looking for patterns of engagement here, not a perfect score.
Now, if your first experiment doesn't go perfectly, and it probably won't, please remember this. One attempt is data, not a verdict. If you try once and fail, no way should you use that as an excuse to judge yourself harshly or just give up entirely. You're simply gathering evidence about your capacities. Replace that harsh judgment with a spirit of lighthearted experimentation. Finally, Section 5, turning potential into skill. Okay, so this is the 6-step progression of deliberate practice. Potential only becomes valuable through this process. You notice the talent, choose to pursue it, practice it, get feedback, refine it, and then apply it. The key takeaway here, vague goals just do not work. If your talent is writing, don't just say, I'm going to get better at writing. That's like an athlete just saying, I will play better. You have to practice specific components. So write just opening paragraphs one week and persuasive arguments the next. Track your evidence, save your early work, and compare it to your later attempts. Actually seeing that improvement is what makes your hidden ability visible to you. Now, let's actually map this out. You know, rare, incredible value usually doesn't come from just one extraordinary, world-class skill. It comes from combining your talents at the sweet spot, the intersection of 3 things: what you enjoy, what you can become good at, and what helps other people. The most promising opportunities in your life will sit right at the intersection of those 3 slices. Maybe you combine technical knowledge with deep empathy, or design with psychology. Your ultimate goal is to build a useful combination that fits your unique interests and your environment. So, just to summarize the whole shebang we've explored today, a hidden talent becomes visible through action. Practice turns possibility into skill. Skill creates evidence. Evidence builds confidence. You do not have to know your full, ultimate potential before you take that very first step. You just have to start with curiosity and let the evidence guide you. So, I want to leave you with one absolutely vital question to chew on. What ability will you test for the next 30 days? Your next great talent isn't waiting to be magically discovered. It's waiting to be actively developed by you. Grab that notebook, make your lists, and start your experiment today. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now go see what you're really capable of.